working well out there, Russell Watson. Touch of the swing lows, 99. Francois, I haven't done it too often this tournament, and I'm, you know, I mean, I haven't gone totally cracked. I know we're 2 weeks in. I won't interrupt you again. You had a point to make.
This is fantastic. I'm sorry I'm getting so excited, but there's a test match happening and rugby runs in my blood. But to see this at Twickenham, to me, that's what the game is all about. We need more entertainment like this. Pyrotechnics, fireworks, because people have paid money to be entertained. And you want to see them in the ground an hour beforehand, give them a show, and then the main event, which would be, and hopefully today would be, a cracking rugby match.
I think it's fair to say they have got things pretty right here at Twickenham, Jeff, because in the past it's been a hard stadium to get going, hasn't it?
Yeah, very hard, particularly since the changes to the stadium. The old stadium actually had a bit more atmosphere, and they've had to work hard to create a new atmosphere in the new stadium. But it's beginning to come now, and looking around today, you see all the flags there, all the youngsters in the ground. I think that's terrific.
I know deep down, Francois, you've been slightly concerned about some of the marketing aspects of the Rugby World Cup. You feel that on 1 or 2 occasions chances have been missed.
Yeah, if we want to grow this game into becoming a global game, if people in Spain that watch South Africa play Spain switch on the television set, there's got to be an audience there, there's got to be a vibe for them to get interested in the game. The die-hard supporters will always switch on and watch a rugby match, but it's gone beyond that now. It's a spectacle, and the guys are getting ready here for the main event, and that is going to be a cracking rugby game, hopefully.
Yes, Martin Johnson and those delayed Tongans are ready to go. Graham Roundtree behind the England skipper. And here they come, finally, out into the Twickenham Arena. Well, Jeff Cook and Francois Pienaar, thank you very much indeed. Let's join our match commentators, Steve Smith and John Taylor.
Well, here we are, a very expectant Twickenham. It's a big, big day for England. Clive Woodward captured the mood when he said, this is no ordinary pool game. For us, the knockout stages have come early. I think the Samoan victory against Wales yesterday was one of the things which gave everybody a bit of a hurry-up call. Told everybody that the old order of things is not necessarily going to stay the same. And the Tongans made enough big hits against New Zealand down at Bristol to guarantee everybody that they can have a big impact in this game. They've been talking it up all week. They've been saying they're out here to win. They came with not as much confidence as they should have had, was the message coming out of the Tongan camp. And after they played New Zealand, they realized that they were as good as any other team here and that they really could go into this match with a great chance of winning. Been some amazing quotes really have come out of the Tongan camp. We eat a lot, we fight a lot. That's what we like to do. Rugby's our game. Steve Smith, they're certainly up for it, aren't they?
Now, John, I think every England wants the wake-up call. It was yesterday in Cardiff, because I tell you, these Tongans, they fancy it.
off go the fireworks. I don't think we need fireworks to preview this game. There's going to be plenty on the field. The one thing you're guaranteed is that there'll be a lot of big hits. The New Zealanders were quite critical of the Tongans. The Tongans say we like to tackle around the chest. It hurts opponents more. And here now they're forming up to do their own form of the haka, the sipi tau. The haka is a bit of a strange story. This one really is a war dance. England have made 6 changes from the team which went down to New Zealand. Will Greenwood's back after that hamstring twinge he suffered against Italy. Jerry Guscott was originally on the bench but comes in for the injured Phil de Glanville. Paul Grayson replaces Johnny Wilkinson at number 10. Graham Rowntree and Phil Greening come into the front row. Gareth Archer into the second row. And there's one new cap. Joe Worsley at blindside flanker. Now the Tongan team has been pulled together from 6 countries. Their players ply their trade wherever they can make a living. Japan, New Zealand, South Africa, England and Wales. And just a few staying at home. Watch out for Jonah Lomu's cousin, Johnny Kaloi, at flanker, and the talented Sateki Tuipelotu at fullback. His winning drop goal against Italy gave him that rare full house, try, conversion, penalty and drop goal in one game. There's the referee, the very experienced Wayne Eriksson. And on the lines, he's got Joel Dume and Alan Lewis. That Tongan war dance, as I was saying, the New Zealand haka is actually a strange story about a guy hiding in a pit and waiting till the person who's after him has gone away and then coming out and safe and sound. But this one actually goes something like, let the foreigner beware. Today I am a destroyer of souls, I'm everywhere. To the halfbacks and backs, gone is my humanness. Hey, hey, aye, aye, zap. Maul and loose forward shall I mow, and crunch any fierce hearts you know. Ocean I drink, on fire I dine, to death or victory, my will is fine. That's what they're taking in. And away they go. Tuipelotu with the kick. Dalalio into midfield. Straight into Colloy. Paul Grayson doesn't find touch. TEVITA, who plays 7s for Australia, he's got good pace, we know. Now the Tongans roaring away. It's Ben Herkivalu. The wide kick from Vunipola, the captain. Matt Perry's back, hoists it long, finds a good touch on halfway.
Bit of a kicking duel to start, won by England. As Francois said in the studio, they need to do the hard yards. They've got the right guys to do that. Lawrence Dallaglio, Richard Hill, they'll do it for them.
Penalty to England, and that was for illegal lifting. Wayne Eriksson going to the letter of the law. The lift must have been on the legs, not on the shorts. So that's the directive that has been put out by the refereeing consultative committee. And the educated right boot of Paul Grayson puts it into touch. Grayson, former semi-pro footballer. There you are, you can see very clearly man in red being hoisted by his legs. On the referee getting in the way, but it didn't matter because the throw wasn't straight. Again, that's been one of England's failings. It's a little bit windy today, so it's going to be more difficult, but that was a throw to the front, so it's not what they wanted. England just a touch heavier, really nothing in it. It's a very big Tongan pack. Penalty, England. Front row troubles going in. It was a crooked push from the Tongan props. They're standing there looking absolutely amazed, but Wayne Eriksson just sends them back, and Paul Grayson will have a chance to put the first points on the board for England.
Really, it's just the start England wanted. Tonga's penalised twice. This one could make them pay. Paul Grayson, ex-soccer player, there's nothing missed from here.
A bit of a kicking game, Steve, at the start actually will suit England as well. Settle them down and perhaps take a little bit of fire out of the Tongas if they can't get ball to run with. Paul Grayson, 256 points for England. Now it's 2:59. England lead, 3 points to 0.
And that's ideal. Against New Zealand, for quarter of an hour, England just couldn't get points on the board. A lot of pressure. This time, straight away, less than 2 minutes, Paul Grayson's put him on the board.
Walisi Vunipola, the captain at fly half. His brother, Theo Vunipola, the hooker. The long ball, Matt Dawson underneath it. Delalio again at the midfield, this time getting away from Colloy, but not getting past Pinot. Ooh, the ooze went up from the England crowd. That pass a little bit low, but well taken by Perry.
Yeah, a bit of a sloppy one, but trying to use Matt Perry's left foot, right thing to do. Perry caught it, cleared his lines.
Grayson made his debut against Western Samoa right back in '95. Was injured in the Irish match last year. And after that, Mike Catt played out the rest of the championship. Over the top! Greening carrying it on. Delalio back inside. Roundtree. Knocked on by Grayson. But away comes Martens, the scrum half. Burrowing in the Tongans. England penalised. Just coming round the side. Martin Johnson asking why, but somebody coming in from the side. Offside. And what are Tonga going to do? They're going for goal.
And that, John, is how England do not want to play it. Sloppy ball. Martin's made the most of it. They're going to roll away here. Just giving the Tongans, knock them down. They don't, they spoil it. Wayne Eriksson very clear. Penalises England.
Sateki Tuipalotu. 408 points, so very experienced, and he did come up with that lovely full house. It's something every player, every back, every kicker enjoys achieving at some time in their international career. Try, conversion, drop goal, and penalty in one match. Now plays for Leeds in the English second division. Born in Auckland, this fullback. It's only about 42 metres, no problem at all lengthwise. But he couldn't get the direction. It went left of the left upright. Austin Healy ready to take the quick one. Greenwood had gone to the right wing in case. Grayson hitting it long. Martin over his head and Tuipalotu. Colloy. Chip and chase. Bounced nastily for England. Healy goes back. puts it up the touchline. That's a very, very good kick. Obviously owed something to good fortune, but that was the best he could do.
Very good kick, no angle at all. Lovely chip through from Vunipola. This is the chip. Bad bounce for Perry. He recovers it, turns, no angle. Terrific kick.
Greening taking up the scrum half position again, gets the ball again too. Poor throwing by the Tongans. It's a penalty to England, but they don't need it. Dawson away, just tripped at the vital moment, but they're still trundling forward. That's Gareth Archer. Back it comes to the right. Can they put him into space? Dalalio's out there. Goes back inside. Now he'll run at the heart. Dawson, Perry in at fly half. That was risky. They got away with it. Greenwood. And there was an offside way back on the 22. Quickly taken by Dawson. Rowntree's there to carry it forward. There's still a penalty for England if they don't get the full advantage. Now Wayne Ericsson's dropped his hand. He's decided that there is enough. No, he's called them again for not being back 10. That was really a free ball to England because they were always going to get another penalty unless they scored a try.
Yeah, sharp play by Matt Dawson. Couldn't really lose. Tapped and went. Tongans obstructed. Always going to get 10 metres.
Well, Matt Dawson feeling the power of the Tongan tackling. They do tend to go a bit high. Remember, a legal tackle is one which is below the shoulder level. You're perfectly entitled to go up around the chest. It might not be classic, but it's very useful to wrap people up sometimes.
And there's Wayne Ericsson. Tongan backline all offside. Matt Dawson, quick tap. Nowhere near 10 metres, nowhere 1 metre, let alone 10. They're always going to get it back. Nothing to lose. In the end, it fizzles out, and Wayne Ericsson says, go back to the infringement, kick at goal, 10 metres closer to where they started.
So coming up to 10 minutes gone, Grayson has a second chance. Converted the first one, England leading 3-0. That goes over, and it draws a little bit more of the Tongan sting. 6-0, and if England could creep away to a good margin like 12 or 15 without really having to feel the brunt of the Tongans, they'd be very happy, Steve.
Certainly would, John, and also they're against quite a strong breeze, so any points in this half will be gratefully accepted.
Vunipola, Dawson, Dalalio, same format. England scrum was not developing into a ruck or maul. It was a pile-up, said the referee, so he calls the scrum.
Lawrence Dalalio, he's unafraid of Tongan reputations. He's doing those hard yards from the kickoffs. He's running at them.
Yes, he's very much the carrier. I see one of the spread betting companies has got a bet called Larry's Carriers, betting on the number of yards that he's going to carry the ball during any one match.
Did you have a little flutter, JT?
I find it difficult enough to keep track of it without putting money on it. Big drive and penalty now to England. Again, the pass wasn't all it might have been, but they weren't back 10, and Wayne Eriksson, you can see his right arm outstretched to signal that there's still a penalty on offer to England. They hope they won't need it. Vickery to Healy. He missed his kick, but Guscott gets to it. Vickery carries on, lays it back well. That was a big tackle on him. Now they've got space if they can move the ball wide. Worsley into the game for the first time. The new cap. Quickly taken by Dawson, gets the ball away to Delalio. Greenwood. Delalio going for the short route again, getting his hands on the ball and just driving. Dawson cuts inside. England's first try. Matt Dawson's 9th for his country.
And that's a lot of tries from the scrum half. Matt Dawson, you can't give him an inch. He loves this little tap and go. That starts the movement off. Greenwood tries to draw his man, doesn't manage it. Luger does well. He's strong, stays on his feet. Delalio right at his shoulder, rips it out. Look at Dawson. Spots those gaps all day long and tends to go through them 9 times out of 10.
Matt Dawson, another ex-footballer. He played for Chelsea boys. And he was a school's county standard cricketer, played wicketkeeper. Paul GRAYSON played a bit with Preston. Then started rugby with Preston Grasshoppers, went to Waterloo and is now at Northampton. And he's missed the conversion. So England 11, Tonga 0. GRAYSON slings away his kicking tee in disgust.
Yeah, not surprised, easy miss, but back to the try. Here's where it's made. Luger as well. Look at Delalio. Look at Delalio right on his shoulder. Rips it out. Quick ball now. That's what the backs wanted. Matt Dawson, lovely sidestep. Good little player, isn't he?
Tremendous player. Scored those 2 tries for the Lions in '97. That brilliant try in the first test that absolutely stopped the South Africans in their tracks and set the tone for the whole series. Vunipola dropped by Archer. 2 knock-ons. The referee missed it, that great pile of bodies between him and the action, but you can see Alan Lewis, the touch judge on this side, just talking into the handle of his flag, where there's a microphone that links into the referee. Off the back comes number 8, TUETI. First driving, Patani takes it on. The Tongans mounting their first attack. Oh, and they move it wonderfully wide. That's TIUETI, Dave TIUETI. Over he goes! And TIUETI, the right wing, after a smashing set move. The Tongans opening England up like a can of sardines.
Certainly did. All came from the kickoff. Sloppy kickoff by England, led him in the game. Lovely back move, we all know they can run. Now we see TIUETI, dangerous runner, you can't leave him with space. Lovely sidestep inside. Saw the line, took the try. Tonga back in the game.
Well, that shows how dangerous they can be. TIUETI played 5 times for North Harbour in New Zealand. Then he went back to Tonga before coming over to the UK, played for Bristol last season, and now he's joined Neath. And look at this, the way he comes off the right foot, beautiful run. And with that sort of momentum, nothing was going to stop him. Nearly 15 stone of him. They're a big set of backs, not one of them under 14 stone, including the scrum half. SATEKI TUETI with the kick. That looks good. Over it goes, and England know they're in a game. England 11, Tonga 7.
Really, you've got to say, it's the first chance Tonga have had to run the ball. If ever they want to put a marker down, this is it.
GRAYSON drops out, and England will be furious at themselves for that lapse in defence. Penalty. There was a boot coming through the maul to kick that ball away, and that's illegal. Here come the big charges. Tau, the prop, 18 stone 5 of him. TIUETI again. That was out. Greening could have gone through on his man, but he stopped thinking he was offside, I think. Healy to Perry. Well, he stops twice, but gets away. Just caught in the end by Tatafu. Guscott. Worsley, well, he rips the ball away, but in fact loses it, and he's lucky because England have got a penalty back at the maul. And once again, GRAYSON is taking no chances. This one's right in front. It might be 42 metres out, but it's really a simple kick for him, and England are going to take the points.
Quite right too. Wayne Eriksson making it clear Tongans cannot fringe around the rucks and mauls. They must be bound, and they must come in from the back feet. Good refereeing.
Paul GRAYSON and Matt Dawson both started their international careers on the same day against the Western Samoans, as they were then in 1995. Plenty of length. Oh, that's lovely. He really does strike the ball very sweetly. Over it goes, and England stretch the lead again. 14-7.
Sweet strike, Paul GRAYSON. Like taking a corner for Atkinson Stanley. He's used to it.
Good drop out from Vunipola. Well, Archer makes a better fist of it that time, but still lost control. Perry just pushes it into space. He's got a lovely roll on that ball. That's going to go all the way into touch.
That's a better kick-off, John. Gareth Archer this time made up for his kick-off before, caught it just about, and they go wide once again using Perry's left foot into the wind. Good thinking.
Richard Hill comes away from the back of the line-out. He's wearing the number 7, moving from the blind side to the open side today in the absence of the kneel back. And Joe Worsley, the new cap, is standing in the scrum half position. Tongans have it, hoist it high. Perry under it, offloads to Luga. Can he cut through? Lovely run from Luga. Stepped through beautifully. The Tongans get him down on the 22. Penalty to England signalled. But they'll really want the quick ball instead. It's already been slowed. And now the Tongans are strung out across the field. There's no space at all. And Wayne Eriksson gives the penalty. I'm sure he's going to start thinking about some more serious penalties against the Tongans for continuous infringement.
Yes, and so he should. He's warned them once. Deliberately killed the ball there. Great run from Dan Luga. That's when you really want quick ball running onto it. Gaps everywhere. Tongan hand stopped it. The break from Luga. He's really quick, this lad. Not many people catch Christian Cullen from behind. He did last week. Now look at this. This is where they want the quick ball. Look at the Tongans offside all over the place. Really, Mr. Eriksson should have a word.
But GRAYSON will take the points on offer. Over it goes. 17-7. A nice 10-point cushion England will be very happy to be playing the game with that sort of cushion at this stage.
If they will, especially into this strong breeze. The second half, I would imagine Grayson will kick it down, and England should camp themselves on the Tongan 22.
Vunipola this time going long. Dawson, Dalalio, I can say before it even goes to him. The penalty again, they're offside. They're offside all the time. And I'm sure he's got to call in the skipper and talk to him about this, because every single time there is any sort of maul, ruck, or even set piece, they're going offside.
Yeah, same guy as well, John. Number 8, TUETI, offside last time, offside then. And Mr. Eriksson, in no uncertain terms, is saying next time is yellow card.
Elisi Vunipola. You've got about 8 different offside laws in rugby, but in terms of the ruck and maul, it's the rear foot which is the all-important thing. You must join from behind the rear foot, and you can't break away from the ruck or maul until the ball is actually out on the other side. Well, he had to have 2 goes at it, but Archer came up with the ball, but then was robbed. The Tongans have turned England over at the line-out. In drives TUETI, sets it up. There's the open side flanker, Paloi. England offside this time. Penalty Tonga. Will they go for goal, or will they take a quick one? Richard Hill, last to his feet, looks in disbelief. They're going for goal. Damien Hopley down in the tunnel. I think you've got some news on Matt Dawson.
Holding his shoulder quite badly at the moment, getting a lot of treatment. Kevin Murphy patrolling the touchline. Could be a concern there for England.
So lining up the kick again, SATEKI TUETI. 411 points now for his country. Coming up to 25 minutes gone in the first half. 17-7 England lead at the moment. Yep, he turns away, happy that that one's going over. England 17, Tonga 10. They haven't won this one yet.
Well, they just can't get away, can they? Tonga keep coming back at them. That was a soft one, really. Richard Hill offside. All he's got to do is stay behind the back feet.
But it did come really from the mistake at the line-out. That's what allowed Tonga to get on the charge. Well, they've come away with it. Beautiful handling from the Tongans. Inside from Tatafu, but it didn't go to hand. And knock on, and that will be a scrum down to England.
And that's where they're so dangerous. Broken play. Johnny Guscott did well there. He stopped it. Got a hand on it. And that's what Tongans love, don't they? Breaking out of defence. Support players everywhere.
Dave Waterston, their coach, Kiwi born, but resident in South Africa. He was part of Kitch Christie's technical team at the 1995 World Cup. Has done a terrific job at giving them more discipline in the set pieces. Straight to Jerry Guscott, a set move, looping round. It was Paul Grayson. Healy ducking and diving. Jerry Guscott thrown down. The ball still going backwards. It's got to be set up by England all over again, though. Healy in at scrum half, chipped through by Grayson. He had to make that bounce or they'd have been able to mark it. Hill takes his man. Everybody running on, the knock-on coming from TIUETI. So England have a chance to counter-attack. Dawson, Guscott, Worsley. He'll be happier with that bit of play. Worsley always takes a bit of getting used to in your first international. Healy though free, streaking for the line, pulled down a metre short. Now, lots of Tongans out there too, but Greening straight through the middle. And Greening, who's coming to the side for Richard Cockerell, scores the second try for England, making a real bid to be the starting hooker in the knockout phases.
And this is where Phil Greening is so good. First break from Austin Healy, he almost got there. He was put through by Will Greenwood, lovely inside pass. Now it's quick ball. Tonga's trying to kill it again, don't manage it. Tonga's streaming back, all offside. Phil Greening knows that. Through the hole and goes to the try line. Tackle a bit high as well. Ducked under that one.
Phil Greening now with Steve Smith's old club. Sale Sharks we have to call them these days, I believe. But the move up there has really sort of rejuvenated his career. He became a bit of a fat boy down at Gloucester, didn't he? Got up at one stage to about 17 stones. He's now trimmed himself down to 15 and a half.
The beer in Manchester, John, it's less calories in it.
Grayson with the kick, it goes over. And England really do now have a comfort zone. They lead 24 points to 10.
Tries in England, scored by number 2, Phil Greening.
That was a little pass from Greenwood. Lovely ball to Healy. He almost makes it. Gets the ball back well here. And you can see Tonga trying to kill it, don't manage it. Eventually there to Greening. He finishes it off in style.
Greening's second try for England. Dawson, Delalio again. Oh, a little switch this time to Hill. You can take them on this time, says Lawrence. Tuipulotu brought down by 2 of them, but kept the ball alive well. Lovely run from Martin. In goes Tau. Tongans again showing how dangerous they can be in broken play. Bang, straight up the middle goes Finau. Martin's putting it wide. Big second row, Kivalu. Vunipola almost breaking the tackle with Tau. Penalty to Tonga. The big wrap-around signal showing that England were not getting away from the tackle ball. Matt Dawson still in trouble. Kevin Murphy and Terry Crystal, the England team doctor, are swarming around Dawson like a couple of bees. Dawson, I think, insisting he's all right, but I don't know whether they're thinking ahead, Steve.
I think he is in trouble, John. When he tried to make that tackle on Martins, he couldn't make it. Definitely he's got a sore shoulder.
And they'll be very anxious that he is not out of action for the later stages of the competition. And it looks as if Elise Vunipola's in trouble too, the Tongan captain.
If Dawson goes off, I think Healy will go to scrum half.
Certainly, he's the only cover they've got there. And it looks as if Dawson is coming off. Well, we'll get news of the extent of that injury as soon as we can. Nick Beale is the man coming on. He'll go to the wing, and Austin Healy will go into the scrum half position permanently. Tapueleuelu is the man on for Vunipola. He's a utility back, plays his rugby in South Africa. Well, that's down as a blood replacement at the moment, but I don't think that's a blood replacement at all. That's an injury to Matt Dawson. And it's his shoulder that's the problem.
Yes, must be internal bleeding. Certainly isn't bleeding externally, that's for sure.
The Tongans really getting the drive on at the base of the scrum. The ball there you can see ready to come for them. Just trying to time the run. It's TIUETI. So it's Taupeafi, the other winger. Archer holds his man down. Oh, there's a gap appearing and nearly through it was Fatani. Relief for England, clinging on after he's been tackled. You must release it once you're on the floor. And Fatani didn't do that. He didn't quite have the support where he wanted it, so he tried to hold on until it arrived.
Good defence here. Tongas take some tackling, they take some pulling down. They managed to do that. And you see the Tongans holding on. It's got to come back immediately.
Grayson puts it straight up the middle. Perry. Oh, that is very dangerous. Now that deserves a yellow card in my book every time. That was really stupid. Tapueleuelu, who had just come on, and now somebody's been floored. The Tongans have just lost their discipline completely, and this is why they get such a bad reputation. They were guilty of bad foul play. You cannot tackle a man when he goes up for a kick, because if you topple a guy, watch this, that is very, very dangerous. Look at that.
Very dangerous, John. Cannot do that, that's neck and head. England players know it. Vickery reacts, he shouldn't have really. But it then sparks it up, it's all going off now.
It was after that somebody laid out Richard Hill with a perler of a punch. Clive Woodward looks on in disbelief, a big discussion with all three officials involved.
Well, he's got a yellow card 17, there's no doubt about that. And if somebody's got a punch in later, there could be a red card as well. We'll wait and see. He's calling for 17 red.
Richard Hill appears to be okay. But what? The crowd over that side all yelling off, off, off. So this is, if you like, the technical offence. And he's giving him a yellow card for that, quite rightly. Now, did they spot afterwards? He's giving Vickery a yellow card too for retaliation. But now, have we seen the end of it? No, we haven't. This is the crucial bit. This is the man who must have thrown the punch. It's Tau, I think. And the crowd are roaring for him to be sent off, and he has been. Galu Tau is off. Well done, the officials. They spotted everything there, Steve.
They certainly did, and they called it right. I think we see the punch here. There he is, number one. Oh, you just can't do that. He's lost it. He's completely lost it. And he's got to go.
The match resumes. So 5 minutes before half-time, and Tonga are down to 14 men.
I didn't mind, John, but he hit the wrong guy. Richard Hill was doing nothing.
Martin Johnson, straight down the middle. Colloy gets to him. GRAYSON, Delalio, misses out to Greening. Luger cutting inside again. Almost held back by Jerry Guscott. And the penalty again given against Tonga. And again the referee wanting to call somebody out and have a word with him. Again the skipper called out. Oh, he went straight in from the side and killed the ball. Out comes the card again.
A swinging arm, he said. If that's the case, a yellow card is appropriate. We'll see it. Watch number 6 coming in from the side. Luger makes the break again. We'll have the swinging arm. 1, 2. He did it twice. Deserved it.
And England just slowing everything down.
Yes, it was David Edwards. We didn't want him to go off, John, did we? He's the only name that I can pronounce, but they substituted him now. He's had to go off.
Yeah, they've had to take him off because, of course, it was a prop who went, so they've got to make the adjustment so that they've got a player with experience in the front row. You cannot go into the scrums without a player with front row experience because it's dangerous. So they've had to bring on their substitute prop, Fainga Anuku. And as Steve says, great pity for us because David Edwards was the easiest one to pronounce of the lot. He'll be sick too because he hadn't really had a chance to make an impact on the game, and now he's out of it through no fault of his own. England driving, they're right on the line. Held up now by the Tongans, can they get it down? No, they can't. Held up, 5-metre scrum, it'll be an England put-in. Even though they didn't get the ball down, it's the one occasion when you retrain the put-in at the scrum, when you're actually over your opponent's line.
England making them pay for losing the extra man, keeping it tight, driving them over.
Yeah, 8v7. This time they decide to move it. Greenwood, wrapped up. Well, I don't know what they were thinking of trying there, but it certainly didn't work. And England need to get that out and use it very quickly. Hoist it high, that's miles too long. And TIUETI marks it and now kicks the touch.
And that was poor play all round from England. The set piece around Greenwood, that didn't work. Back to the drawing board with that one. But Austin Healy just kicks it far too long.
We're into injury time, and with all the stoppages, it has been a messy old first half. Some decent rugby in between. To Johnson at the back. Oh, and again he's almost took down, but lovely basketball pass. Healy, who was in touch before he threw the pass round behind his back.
Lalio's going mad at Healy. Come off the touch, he's saying. Beautiful interplay from the forwards. Healy had to come in here, he didn't. Went out wide. Lalio rightly annoyed.
Yeah, Lawrence Delalio, a terrific reader of the game, and he knew that if Healy had come in close, there were gaps in there. And you're not really going to get round the outside of these Tongans, are you, Steve?
No.
Good jump there from Kivalu, but they made a mess of it now, and they're going to have to set up again over the top. And they have made a mess of it. England have the put-in at the scrum. The last chance of the half for them to add to their total.
Can they make them pay with the extra man? They should do.
They'll have a third try just before half-time. Healy feeds. it was out. England have regained control. Greenwood, wide it goes though to Beale. So out to Luger, goes for the corner. And a try. The pass wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. Luger had to just hold his stride for a moment, but then drove for the corner. His 9th try for England. And that's his 5th try in the last 5 tests.
And this is a good score. Nice back play. That's the killer pass from Nick Beale. Luger, he's so quick, isn't he? So strong. They could have gone for the pushover, they didn't. Went the hard route, and that's the ball from Nick Beale. Lovely ball there. That's the one. Dan Luger left in space. Dips in at the corner.
And the Tongans grouping, as you can see there, under their posts. They know that this game is slipping away from them. And the thing they were most anxious to do was to... oh, great kick. Great kick from GRAYSON. From the touchline, he converts it. And England leading 31-10.
Just right, timing perfect, and GRAYSON turned it into 7.
The Tongans very anxious, as I was saying, to give a really good account of themselves here in this, what is likely to be their final game. They had that victory with that last second drop goal from TUETI against the Italians, but they really wanted to show that they could live with the big boys. They did it for half a match with New Zealand. England have actually drawn their fire rather better than the All Blacks in the first half.
I certainly have, and I get the impression as well, John, that the Tongans almost talked it up too much, lost the discipline.
Nick Beale takes the ball in, sets it up, back to GRAYSON. Good touch, back into the Tongan half. Well, we played nearly 5 minutes of injury time now. There's Galutau. Plays his club rugby at Pontypridd. And he might find himself unavailable for them for a while as well. Nicely off the top from Patani. Through the middle to Nau. Set up by Cavallo. Back it comes Martins. That's one of those rolling kicks. If it gets the wrong bounce, could upset England. But no, they've dealt with it well. And a lovely left-footed torpedo kick from Matt Perry. Takes them all the way back to halfway.
Well, they would have played it just right in the first half. Just a couple of times the Tongans came back into it with loose play, but mainly GRAYSON's played well at fly half. He's kept it nice and tight, released it at the right time. And Matt Perry, useful left foot out wide. He's played well as well.
The only worry on the England horizon, that injury to Matt Dawson. He is vital to their plans to go further in the knockout stages.
Ericsson's told them twice, once again, lifting by the legs. He's got to keep telling them.
TUETI adjudged to have got the pass away before he went into touch.
Well, looked in touch to me.
Martin Johnson, Richard Hill. Johnson trying to get in there again. Set up by England. This is a good attacking position. Can they get it wide? Back inside, Jerry Guscott gets past his man, but Martins, the scrum half, brings him down. Grayson out to Perry. Beale taken high, but almost went through them. Penalty for a high tackle against the Tongans.
It was high. Tofiafi, swinging arm. Left the ironing board out, and you can't do that.
47 gone in the first half. They really do go into high hits. England moving it wide. Rescued by Jerry Guscott. It wasn't really very well done. He's got to take on the whole of the Tongan midfield defence. That's a good ball, though, they've got now. And Matt Perry in and over. It just shows you there, Steve. Quick ball opens up any defence.
Yes, lovely hands from Paul Grayson. Quick balls, what the bats want. That's when the gaps appear. What's the pressure on Grayson? That's a lovely pass. That play through a big hole, which he relishes. Got to say, John, been very impressive, Paul Grayson. Kicked well, good hands, good all-round game for the first half.
And another kick goes over. England 38, Tonga 10. Referee Wayne Eriksson says that's the end of the first half, a half which lasted 48 minutes. And as we go to half-time, England well in control.
So Tonga, formerly the Friendly Islands, are they sure about that? Down to 14 men. England 28 points to the good. Coming up, the views of Jeff Cook and Francois Pienaar. Be ruthless. That's the message from Jeff Cook and Francois Pienaar to England. Let's rejoin Steve Smith and John Taylor.
Welcome back, England waiting to start the second half. They've got that comfortable 38-10 lead. The Tongans have made a substitution at half-time, bringing on the very experienced Palamani Mafi at number 8 instead of Katilimoni Tuifalotu. And off we go. Vunipola, who's taken over from his brother as the skipper. And his brother actually now back on the field with his head bandaged after that cut, so presumably he's got the captaincy back again. Nasty bounce for Perry, but he adjusted beautifully, accelerated hard, laid it back well, greening tidies. Grayson, good hands again. Delalio, England space. Jerry Guscott with a chance to run. He'd like to make something of it, and he is. He's had very few chances, but going. Now England have got men in numbers out. Perry cuts inside. Just lost his supporter shade, so they've got to recycle. Penalty. England again frustrated as the Tongans just dive in there and stop it at any cost.
Yes, Tuiuepi it was. Matt Perry did the inside break. Almost under the post.
Well, this is an interesting situation for England, Steve. They've shown themselves against Italy and now against Tonga, well able to open up and cope with teams which are sort of mediocre to average. But they couldn't open up New Zealand. They're looking now for another dimension in attack, I would think. Delalio juggled with it but held on. Is it going to come England's way? No, he lost it. Well, that was loose, so Gareth Archer. Healy rifles it out behind Greenwood. He cuts inside. It's a tidier ball. Grayson. Delalio. No, his legs are held. And there was an offside from the Tongans again. They were up too flat too quickly in trying to stop that England move.
Will they do? Johnson just thinking about it. Might go for the scrum. Yes, they are.
What do you think Woodward's instructions would be for the second half, Steve?
You say, John, I think England now, they're through, they've won the game. They need to expand it now, I think. Run some tries in, try and create some gaps. That's why Johnson's gone for the scrum. Big blind side.
And a few people here could be getting themselves starting places for the knockout stages if things go well.
Absolutely.
England just holding it there. Delalio to Healy. Well, Tuipulotu. Up there, he timed it absolutely right, according to the referee. Got man and ball. Thought for a moment he'd hit the man before the ball got there, but there he is in place to clear to touch.
Once again, set piece, so obvious. Back to the drawing board again for that one.
Well, the touch judge just coming in again. There was seems to be signalling a Tongan forearm. Yep, and Wayne Eriksson now and despair from Vunipola, but I think what he was saying was you cannot just hit men without putting your arms around them. You have got to be seen to be making a tackle. A big hit is just not allowed.
That's right, he's saying shoulder charge is illegal, which it is. It's against Tuipulotu. You've got to put your arms around the player to make the tackle.
Vunipola's very experienced. Alisi, the younger brother, the captain at fly half, he's 27, and Feo, the hooker, is 30. England driving to the corner. Again, Eriksson, the referee, signalling there's a penalty to England, but they don't need it. Greenwood, under the posts. He's got lovely acceleration. He's a big man. He uses his strength most of the time. But that time he just stopped them and went again on the outside. Try England. 43-10 they lead.
Yeah, nice try. Will Greenwood, one guy who can unlock the door. He didn't play last week against New Zealand. Here you see him now, so elusive. In, out. Looking to offload to Guscott. He was there if he wanted him. Didn't need him.
Over goes the conversion to 45-10. That's encouraging for England because he's obviously feeling quite happy about his hamstring as well. He didn't play in that New Zealand game because of the twinge he felt against Italy. But here, you don't go for that sort of break unless you're feeling totally confident about your hamstrings.
No, and I for one think England need him. He's the one guy who can unlock the door, like I said before. Good footballer, very elusive.
Alisi Vunipola restarts, taken cleanly by Archer. Grayson. Huge kick. That's a good one. TIUETI. Delalio taps it in field. But TIUETI's the first man onto it. Polloy in support. And suddenly, at last, the Tongans have some ball. But they've turned it over. Jerry Guscott. Is he going to go himself? No, he's not. Archer. And it's a stroll home for Greenwood. 2 tries in a minute.
And 2 good tries as well. Will Greenwood, he's a happy man. Has to work harder for the first one, that's for sure. Guscott's showing he's not lost his pace. Good support from Archer. And the man lovely. There's Will Greenwood. He's got the easy job.
Will Greenwood takes his try tally for England up to 7. 7 and 13, you can see there. He's had his problems, as Will Greenwood, with injuries. He's out for the whole of last year, really, with that groin injury. He eventually had to go off and see Dr. Hans Müller-Wülfert in Germany, the guy who cured Jose Maria Olazabal, and then had that hamstring twinge. He had a terrible injury on the Lions Tour in '97.
And it's good to see him back. He'll be happy. Little brace of tries, just what he needs for his confidence.
52-10, England lead. Johnson. Greening goes in to take the ball off him. Healy at scrum half. Greenwood to Guscott. Back inside Teluga. He's looked good today. And again making good inroads before he's caught. Greenwood now. Matt Perry getting in there doing the flanker's job. Delalio, huge hit. Delalio's all right. I'm not so sure about Vunipola, the man who hit him. Vunipola stayed down. Delalio's on his feet, ready to go. Beale. That time they cleared the Tongans away very quickly. Delalio still full of running. Flicks it away. Vickery gets the pass to Greenwood. And this time Greenwood unselfishly offloads to Healy. Another try under the post for England.
John, you were talking about Larry's carries at the start of the game with the spread betting with Delalio. Let me tell you, he's carried the ball a lot of yards. He started it with that little burst, took out two Tongans. Ball came back quickly. Eventually comes out to Delalio once again. And look at Phil Vickery saying to Archer, you drew a man and passed, I can do it too. And the cues up on the inside, and Austin Healy, he's the beneficiary. This is the kind of performance that Clive will want in the second half. Okay, it's against 14 men, but he wants England to be creative.
England 59, Tonga 10.
Number 14, Austin Healy, converted by number 10, GRAYSON.
And Woodward feeling confident enough to ring the changes. He pulls his captain off. And on goes Danny Grucock with that heavily strapped right knee. He's had a few problems with that this week. On goes Mike Catt. Off comes Will Greenwood. Will Greenwood has proved all he needs to prove to the England coach.
Well, that's good thinking by Woodward. Get Greenwood off. Rest him.
Worsley, he hasn't had too much chance to shine so far, but carrying it up. Guscott. This time surrounded. England now driving the whole tackle forward, but again the Tongans have wrestled the ball away. Tainga Anuku. Tuipulotu. Big cheer from the crowd as the Tongans get a touch of their own medicine. That was from Paul Grayson. Penalty England. That signal from the referee is showing you that he was clinging onto the ball on the ground. Lovely cut-out pass to Nick Beale, decides to go himself. He's got good pace if he really does go for it. Delalio inside to Richard Hill. And again England making the most of their possession. They are only against 14 men. But Woodward must be pleased with the clinical way they're opening up Tonga every time they get good possession.
Yeah, they're playing well now. Got a creativity about their play. Lovely cut-out pass here. And of course, Nick Beale, he's quick and strong as well. He could have made it himself, but he passed inside. And guess who's there? Lawrence Dallaglio. He's everywhere, and Richard Hill, he finishes it.
Over goes another conversion from Paul Grayson. There's the try scorer, Richard Hill. England 66-10.
That was the pass that did it. It was Phil Greening. Good hands, Greening. He made the try. Dallaglio supported it, and Hill finished it.
Wearing 19. And Ryan Cat, number 17, is on for number 13.
Well, Paul Grayson now 26 points in this game, and we've still only had 13 minutes gone in the second half because the game kicked off late. The Tongans couldn't get through the traffic to the game, and we also had an extraordinarily long first half with lots of injuries.
Number 50, SATEKI, TIUETI.
Well, TAPUELUELU is back on again. He came on as a blood replacement for Vunipola in the first half. Now he's on as a permanent replacement for SATEKI TUETI, the fullback. Collins just holding it up at the back of the scrum, but setting it, going again. Vunipola back into Pinal. Big man, TUETI, the other one. This one, Sione Mirni. Well, he's got to be careful. The touch judge has seen some trampling. Calling them all back in again because that was nowhere near the ball, and I think it was Richard Hill's rump which was getting tattooed.
The offender was number 5. You can see him going in now. That wonderful Christian name, Ben-Hur Kivalu. Can't do that. That's not rucking, that's stamping, and that's illegal.
Joel Dumais is the touch judge, and out comes Kivalu. I think we're going to have cards again, probably.
Yeah, the Tongans have really lost it in this game, John, haven't they? A lot of ill discipline, don't need it, just stops the game, giving away penalties.
No caution. Grayson has decided not to go for touch, put it through into the wide open spaces and gets himself a line out on the far side. Let's just get an update on actually what happened to Matt Dawson from Damien Hopley.
Well, John, the official line is that Matt Dawson has a cut on his knee and is actually a blood substitution at the moment, but obviously we saw some problems with his shoulder, so we'll find out more about that after the game, but the official line is it's a blood injury to his right knee.
So from that, if they really wanted to, England could bring him back. Dallaglio coming through at the front of the line out, just catching the Tongans. Lovely pass, Guscott, it's 3-on-2. Chip through for Luga. TIUETI's quick as well though. But England have a line out just 2 or 3 metres short.
Good hands though by the England three-quarters, starting to play now. The right thing to do against 14 men, stretch them wide. And there's the kick for Dan Luga. He almost made it, not quite.
Phil Greening already has a try. Austin Healy comes into the line out, and it's Roundtree who is in the scrum half position. He and Greening now join the ball. trying to wrestle the ball free. Back it comes to Healy. Grayson, and he just does that wide kick. We've seen England use it before. Who comes up with it? It's a 22 dropout. Beautifully dealt with by the Tongans. That was Maffey who got himself out there. And they're saying he caught it infield and it will be a 5-metre scrum. If he caught it over the try line, it would have been a 22 dropout. But if he took it over himself, it's a 5-metre scrum. TIUETI comes on. This is the winger they claim is the Tongan Jonah Lomu. A huge man. And where's he going to play? He's really a winger, but he's coming in at scrum half. Chipped through by Grayson. Guscott says, I'm having that one. Oh no, he's not given it. Not forward. Knock on, in touch, so it's a scrum down to the Tongans.
Forward is right, the referee was correct. Guscott doesn't often miss those. Lovely kick from Grayson again.
Yeah, he was almost shooing Mike Catt out of the way and saying, I'm having that one. Lawrence Dallaglio coming off. And Cockerell coming on. Now, will he go into hooker? And will we see Greening in the back row? That's what's happening.
And a great cheer for Dallaglio. He's played so well. My man of the match, that's for sure.
There won't be so many cheers for those people who have bought Larry's carries, because there's fully a quarter to go, and if they thought they were on a winning formula, they've been deprived of a few more yards.
Here's the kick through from Grayson. It was a beauty. Try there for the taking. Referee says no. Knock on.
On comes Toloke for Tonga. Oh, and the scrum was really disrupted by England. Tonga's under pressure. They've got the ball. Perry jumps and catches. Luga is there in support. Again, a hint of a high tackle, but he was going down. Guscott back inside to Richard Hill. And the Tongans have got to be careful. Those swinging arms going in as they make the tackles there. And again, no arms around Vunipola. He's only done for offside that time.
Yeah, that was bad, John. Guscott's been taken out off the ball.
Knocked forward by England. Nick Beale, the man deprived.
It's all happening, isn't it? Men are down. Finishing team are on. A quick step in the end by Healy. Knock on by Nick Beale. There's Guscott. Cut one late.
Guscott not happy, looking at the touch judge, saying, why didn't you pick that up?
And I'd say he's right. Should have picked it up.
Again, a big surge from England, but England's front row not getting it right going down. This is Toloke. This is what we haven't seen really at all from the Tongans in this game. They haven't been able to get enough ball to sort of really take the game to England. Now they've got a chance. Away comes Tatapu. Tatapu running hard, TIUETI. And everybody getting in everybody's way there. Vickery can't stop it coming back. England offside. Taken this time by Patani. He's hauled down. Gareth Archer onto his opposite number, saying, "You're not going to come past me." And England have got hands on the ball. It's a penalty against them. That was Vickery. He was on the floor. If he'd been on his feet, it would have been okay. Pressure from the Tongans, driving hard, determined to salvage something from this game. Well, that was a Brewcock trampled all over, but it was accidental. And another penalty against England. Not getting back behind the hindmost foot. Tolake trying to just drive over. He's hauled down a metre short. Again, the big drive. They're not prepared to move this wide. Just trying to use brute force. Have they got over? No obstruction. If they're bound together, they can go. But if they just use a man in front as a platform. Guscott, can he go all the way? An imperious dummy, and he can. He's cruising, and the crowd love it. Who said he's too old to go 80 metres?
Well, what do they say, John? You can't keep a good man down. Jerry Guscott, one of the all-time greats, just shows the press and Clive Woodward and everybody who's watching, I'm not too old, I can still do it. Put me in the team, give me the ball, and I can still run 80 metres.
And that is try number 29 for Guscott.
Happy man. Looked an easy try a few minutes ago. But that's Jerry's way. Always prefer the spectacular.
Phil de Glanville sitting next to Clive Woodward. John Mitchell, the forwards coach, on the other side.
Yes, Phil de Glanville won't be too happy to see that, will he?
There's the Tongans just trooping back. It's a bit like a sevens tournament where you often get breakaway tries, but they've taken a long, long time, wearily, to trek back behind their own line. Paul Grayson puts over the conversion. 28 points for him in this match. Scotty Wilkinson's record of 32 now under threat.
Yeah, it's a real sickener for the Tongans. They've driven all the way to the England line, gave the penalty away. Healy tapped, Guscott dummied, and it's a long way back from those red shirts. Nice run in for Guscott.
73-10, England lead. Still that big question mark though, can England unlock the bigger teams in the same way as they've unlocked Tonga and they did against Italy? Great take by Worsley. And England come up with the ball. Grayson goes for position. Well, the quick line out didn't work for them at all. It'll now be an England line out. Well, they were hoping to get Tione, the huge winger, away. 6'4", 18 stone plus.
Once again, John, it was good play from Grayson. Big gaps behind the Tongans. He's used this second half wind extremely well.
And he has varied his game very well. He's passed well. If only he had a scintillating outside break, he'd be England's number one. In he goes. Cat, chip and go, but they got a hand to his kick. Patani secures possession. This is Kayoni. Bunipola. Burrowing away Finau. They're not really getting anywhere. They're forced to kick. Matt Perry cuts inside Finau. Vickery, no obstruction, says the referee, even though he did bump into his own man. Guscott. Lovely past one, and now creates the space. Healy under the posts. A despairing dive at him from TAPUELUELU, but Healy over.
Austin Healy, he won't miss out. Just got put him in. Cheeky chappy, likes a gap or two, quick and elusive. Just got made it look. Well, Healy, he saw the gap. He sized up off the left foot, under the sticks.
Well, before Johnny Wilkinson scored 32 points against Italy, Paul Grayson held the English joint record with Rob Andrew of 30 points in a match. He's now equalled that. And the score is up to 80 points to 10.
Austin Healy, he won't miss out of this.
Well, we've still got 12 minutes left on the clock. Could be 15 minutes to go, and England could emulate New Zealand, I suggest, in that time. New Zealand going through the 100 mark yesterday. And as the Tongans kick off, Vunipola, the hooker, is trudging off the field. Setup, but the Tongans not really setting anything up with the same sort of spirit as early on. Painga, Anuki. It's okay, says Wayne Eriksson. Little knock forward from the Tongans, so England coming up now with the scrum, and that gives a chance for the Tongans to bring Maka on for Vunipola.
Just got a bit scrappy. Tonga trying to rescue it with another try.
Yeah, Feao Vunipola, he was captain of Tonga, plays his rugby now at Pontypridd. Bill Greening got a little bit of tightness in the calf. That will teach a front row player to come and try and play in the back row. Healy feeds the scrum. Away goes Worsley. Holds on to it well. Back it comes to Perry. TAPUELUELU. And he's being forced into touch. Nowhere to go. Great result for England. Well done, Dan Luger.
Oh, I can't believe he tried to take Luger on the outside. And Christian Cullen couldn't do that. All the pace in the world, Luger.
You were pretty impressed with the way that Luger caught Christian Cullen, weren't you?
I just couldn't believe it, John. The All Blacks speaking to them afterwards, they couldn't get over it either. You just don't catch that guy from behind. Luger did.
Cockerell, well, his throw is right, and that's what was one of his weaknesses. Mike Catt braving it in the midfield. Healy gets the pass away to Vickery. Now, is Vickery going to try and go all the way? They flick it back, knock forward. Great effort, that's Coyote, the big winger. But he knocked on. Correct decision again from the referee, scrum to England.
He did very well. There's a big overlap here. Phil Vickery thundering through the middle. Big prop forward from Gloucester. Quick ball, that's what they wanted. Tongan came in. He took the man as well.
Especially good hands from Greening. He did actually get the pass away, and if it had gone to hand, it was another try. Healy going down the blind side, going himself all the way in, and he gives the try to Phil Greening. Greening says, thanks very much, I'll take that. You wait till you look at the record books, it will show me. And Austin Healy, it's not as if he's got a huge number of tries for England. Only 4 with the one he scored today.
Lovely break by him. Reads it well. Another guy with plenty of pace. It's such a surprise this. I'm surprised Greening doesn't knock it down, but he doesn't. He's over the try line, accepts it gratefully.
So Greening's second try of the match. This kick to equal the English record that Johnny Wilkinson set against Italy. Yes, over it goes. And 32 points to Paul Grayson. Joint record holder now with Johnny Wilkinson. He lost it for a few days, but he's got a share of it back at Leith now.
Yes, he knows he'll be pleased with his all-round game, Paul Grayson. Here's his half-back partner, Austin Healy. Just giving tries away.
33 minutes gone, coming up to 34 gone in the second half, and England leading 87-10. Little knock forward by England, scrum down to Tonga. Eerie silence around Twickenham for a moment. Tongs haven't really provided the test that many people expected. As you said earlier, Steve, perhaps they talked themselves up too much. That pass going to floor, but picked up well by TAPUELUELU. But England have wrestled it free. Wide it goes to Greening. Good hands from him again. Nick Beale comes inside Coyote. Outside again to Greening. Can he get there? Intercepted by Coyote, who's got back. Now the big 18-stoner. He just takes the tackle and lays it back. One of the Tuipulotus taking it on. The Tongans now looking very, very tired, it has to be said. They've been playing with 14 men, remember, since late in the first half. A little knock on there, and although England didn't score, they come up with the ball again.
There's a lot of tired bodies out there. Phil Greening in the end, I think his legs just went. Shades of Devon Lock.
Well, England 73% of the time in the Tongan half. Picked up by Worsley. Sets it up, drags in the Tongans. 11 tries to England so far. Healy, back to Grayson, chip and go, but it's knocked down by Vunipola. But again, the Tongans handling. Now Luger! Now can he be stopped by TUIPULOTU? No, he can't! No way! He didn't even really give a good shot at it. Dan Luger in for England's 12th try, and England go up to 92.
The crowd getting excited now, they won 100. It was Tonga attacking, loose ball. Dan Luger open spaces, the fullback's got no chance. He's pointing to the outside, and Luger took it. You don't show me where to go, I know where to go.
Just time to blow a kiss to somebody in the crowd. 10th try in 13 tests for England. They certainly found a very, very lethal finisher. A Luger is a lethal weapon, isn't it? And this is for a new record. Grayson puts it over. 34 points. a new English record with that conversion.
And all the guys that have come on as replacements, like you say, John, they're playing for the places. Grayson's done well, Guscott's done well. Luger, he's in the team anyway. He needs no second invites.
Luger, actually a Croatian name. His father's from Croatia, his mother's Czech, but he was born in Chiswick. So there's the new point-scoring record holder, Paul Grayson. 290 points for England in total now. And only one try amongst that, which indicates the one thing that Grayson perhaps hasn't got is the running ability that England would really like at fly half. Guscott has, though. It leaps out at the tackle, comes back inside looking for support. Cyphers it Luger. Can England get it wide? Cat. Oh, that's dangerous. Well picked up, Phil Greening. Tonga's offside, but England playing advantage. Grayson. And knocked on the wing by Nick Beale. The referee deciding that England had had their chance.
And as if to confirm the point that you just made about Paul Grayson, if he just had that extra yard of pace, he would be the full article. There's Johnny Wilkinson. He has.
Johnny Wilkinson resting this one out. And Grayson, though, has played well enough in directing this game to give Clive Woodward something to ponder.
Yes, he's got options now, hasn't he?
Again, that ball must have come out on the far side of the scrum because England able to get in there and get hands on it, but back it comes. Keone, just like Lomu stepping out of tackles. Lovely pass that time, getting it wide. Back inside to Tatapu. TIUETI, who scored that lovely try in the first half. My, that seems a long time ago now. Perry tripping over Greening. Cockerell. And they're getting themselves into trouble. It was a forward pass and England needed something like that to stop it and tidy it up. 94-10. We're into injury time. There's going to be 3 minutes of that, we hear. Can England add another converted try to go through the century mark?
Well, the crowd want it, don't they?
I'll be very surprised if we see a simple clearance to touch. And Gareth Archer has lost his boot. The referee just stopping everything while he gets it back on. So what do we make of this England performance, Steve?
Well, 94 points, you've got to be impressed, haven't you? I mean, before the game, Tonga in with a shout. I think England have played well, John. They've created, you know, like you said before, they wanted to just win the game well. I think they'll be pleased with this.
But they played very well against Italy. We came out of that very encouraged, and then when it came to the big one, they really did fail to unlock New Zealand at all. Do you think they've taken a step forward in this game?
Well, like you say, Tonga 1 minute, New Zealand the next. You can't really compare the two, but you can only play against who you're playing against, and England has certainly destroyed Tonga.
Of course, they'll be up against the winner of the France-Fiji match, sorry, the loser of the France-Fiji match in the playoffs, where they'll be meeting one of the big guns, South Africa. .42 minutes gone. Tongan throw into the line out. England need one more piece of quality possession. Still going strong at the front of the line out is ISILELI, Fatani. Vunipola now with his head strapped, a little chip through for Tapu. Surge from the Tongans to Tapu getting into drive again. Vunipola, but the pass goes behind TIUETI, and England have a line out just outside their own 22.
Tongans tired, dispirited, came into the game with so much hope.
Danny Grucock, oh, and again, that very dangerous bit of play, just tippling the man up. It didn't come down as badly that time. Remember, that's what happened to Martin Bayfield. Greening, lovely break. Healy getting with him, and cuts inside. He's held, but can he get his pass away? Up comes Danny Grucock in support. Now the crowd roaring. England have a 4-1 overlap. Guscott under the post. He's telling his mates he would have passed, but he needed to score under the post to make the conversion easy.
Big smile, Jerry Guscott. The crowd love it, don't they? 100 points it's going to be. Joe Worsley. He's had a good game, hasn't he? First one up. And Phil Greening, what a match this lad's had. He really has played well. Just wouldn't work for him there. Healy in the end came inside.
Here we are, 99-10. And surely Paul Grayson couldn't miss that. Arms aloft. The crowd cheer the century. The final whistle goes. And England have equalled the top score for the tournament. They've beaten Tonga 101 points to 10.
John, our thanks to Steve Smith as well. Ruthless they were. England's best ever win in the World Cup finals. 13 tries, a record 36 points for Paul Grayson. Coming up, the views of Francois Pienaar and Jeff Cook.